Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. On the other side of the intro, we will recap last week's Week 0 win against El Camino Real, and we will also preview week number 1, the varsity, not just the varsity, the JV game, a varsity game against the Rossevelt Rough Riders. So you got to come back right after the intro. Let's go ahead and kick it off real quick. All right, here we go.
Hey, win on me, win on 3, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a P! 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 Stop playing with a P!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice route, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pain.
Ah, too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Football, baby. What's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, best coast, the West Side, coming to you live from what I call the Dolphin Studio. And I just saw my man Tom Michael hopping on here. What's going on, Tom? Hopefully everything is well. Hopefully your son TJ is doing well. Tom is a former Pali football parent. This is good to see you. And also Pali QB board member as well. So what's up, Tom? Glad you're watching. And for those of you who are hanging out with me kind of late at night on a Thursday evening, appreciate you, man. It's been so crazy over here in Riley world, just going through a lot of good things. And yeah, didn't think I was going to be able to pull this off tonight, but which is one reason why I didn't schedule it, because we have been so busy over here doing everything that we need to do for the boys, and also for my daughter as well. So again, just kind of crazy over here. Tom says all is well. Absolutely glad to hear that, my man. And he says TJ is still flying planes. That's what's up. That's what's up. TJ, I love that dude, man. He was like, he had so much passion for the game, and he just left it all out on the field, right? And so just good to hop on here. And like you said, man, it was a nice win last week. I mean, our JV squad went out first, hit the field at 4 p.m. last week, and they did their thing against El Camino Real, who most of the time has a pretty decent football program, but our JV did what they did, 41-7 last week. So just a great win for the JV team. And then varsity hit the field at 7 o'clock. And, they got Coach Dylan Smith, his first win as the new head coach. And so it was a wonderful win for both varsity and JV. And, everyone was smiling Friday night. And I'm sure the varsity was smiling just a little bit more because, it was a shutout. It was a donut. And, all the teams love to have that donut for their opponent. So 29-0 for the varsity, 41-7 for JV. So we're hoping to have our team duplicate the same thing this week. And so, it's we're gonna take it week by week, and I'm sure the boys worked hard this week. Now, of course, we all know that we were all impacted by the hurricane, tropical storm, earthquake that happened last Sunday, early Monday morning, which was one reason why schools were closed, because the superintendents and a lot of the administrative officials around the city decided to just play it safe, be on the safe side, and not have school on Monday, which really turned out to be a wonderful, beautiful day. However, I know our team did not practice on the field, and I believe I saw something as it relates to them hopping on Zoom and kind of going over some of the plays, at least the offense. And so that was a good thing. So even though they had the day off, they really didn't, because they got together in their position groups on offense and met. And so hopefully they had a wonderful week of practice. I was unable to make it out there to kind of check them out, but I'm sure they're ready. They're going to be fired up. In fact, I took home one of the cornerbacks. He lives in my neighborhood, and he was just like, man, they got this double wing T again. They don't pass. And so, we'll talk about them in a second. But no, it was just a good win last week. The boys came out. They did execute it. A lot of the plays very well. And I'm sure, it being the first week, they had their butterflies, their jitters. And so a lot of them had an opportunity to get those jitters out and, just kind of leave it on the field. And so we have about 9 more games, not including the playoffs. And so we're hoping that our team will do what they need to do to get fired up and continue on their winning ways this week. So real quick, let's just go ahead and recap last week's win. And then we're going to preview the game, and then we'll tell you how you can find us tomorrow night. So you got to stay tuned, and I will let you know where you can find us tomorrow night. Okay, so let me just drop some music on you guys real quick, because it's just me by myself. I didn't reach out to Coach like I said I was going to, and so maybe I can have him. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do as soon as I'm finished tonight, I'm gonna reach out to him so that I can have him, ask him to come on with me, maybe bring a player or two next week. So we're gonna go ahead and set that up, and I'll make space over here in Riley World to have him be a part of the show. So here we go. Let's go ahead and let me share some information with you real quick as it relates to last week. And so if you're a parent, if you're a high school football enthusiast, I would highly encourage you to go ahead over to Max Preps, which is the interface that I'm showing right now. Go to Max Preps, go ahead and get you a free account, and then follow Palisades High School Football, and just like I'm doing right here. So basically what I'm showing you is something that's it's free, it's no cost, and you'll be able to geek out on some of the information that I'm about to show you. So again, this is related to the varsity football team at Palisades. And I believe the JV also has a site as well. So I'm not too sure if coach will be able to is going to upload those stats. But we do have some stats, some offensive minded stats that we want to show you, just to kind of give you a peek at what, I kind of geek out over. All right. So Palisades football, as you can see overall with one game, we're 1-0 league. We won't get into league until the last maybe game 5 or 6, I believe, of the season. All right. So we won 29-0. We have a 1-game winning streak. And as you can see, here is a schedule at a glance. And good thing about Max Preps, they kind of give you everything. So we can look at the full schedule, but right now this kind of give you the first 3 games of this season. So last week, you see the win versus El Camino Real. This week, we're playing Rossevelt, the Rough Riders. And then the following week, Thursday, okay, note that Thursday, August 31st, the Charter Bowl at the Stadium by the Sea. So that's a great thing. You see some of our rankings in California. You see our rankings in the city section. So all of the LAUSD teams in the city section, we're ranked number 10. And then in Metro, Los Angeles Metro was, you see where we rank. But we're not worried about the California ranking. We're not really worried about the Los Angeles Metro ranking. We're really worried about the Los Angeles City ranking, okay? And we'll talk about that more as we get into the season. So you see some of the team leaders for receiving. Braden Sanford was on point doing what he needed to do. I believe he even had a touchdown last week. Terrell Watson was able to get the ball going a little bit. Roman Lascala, he was able to throw a touchdown. And so these are some of the templates that Max Preps has. Let's see. So if you want to meet the team, you can meet the team. Here are some of the coaches and all that kind of good stuff. So let's just kind of go into some of the stats real quick. I believe we can go into some of the offensive stats. And so let's run over here, click stats, and it's going to give us a little bit more details. And so about receiving yards, Braden Sanford, 96 yards for last week. Terrell Watson, 43 yards. And then Harrison Carter, 13 yards. And also Terrell Watson was able to looks like receive 46 yards. So you see some of the receiving yardage right there. You see, let me just go ahead and click on Roman, because he was on point last week. He threw for 229 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and had 18 completions. And so he was spreading the ball around. And you know, that was good. That was good. I believe Roman even changed his number, his jersey number. I believe last year it was 6. I think this year he's lucky number 7. So that was pretty awesome for him to just come on out and do his thing. And so let's see, let's click back. And if you want to follow Roman, you can follow Roman. There's his picture right there. Yeah, so last year, he wore number 6. This year he's wearing number 7, a senior, 5'11", 175. And so pretty awesome. Glad he was able to get the boys rolling, distributing the ball. And he even had a rushing touchdown as well. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to look to do pretty much the same thing. Let's see, on special teams, we had Henry Solomon. He was pretty decent. I think, let me see, hold on. Let me see if I can come up with some of the other stat leaders. Yeah, Henry was good. Let's see. Terrell was on point. Braden was on point. Jaden had a reception as well. So, you know, it's all new to the boys, and they're going to get acclimated to the offense, and they're going to come out next week. Or not next week. They're going to come out tomorrow and do what they need to do. I'm sure they're coached up. And, you know, the double wing tee is something that we've had problems with in the past. I can remember when one of my boys, his senior year, they faced Cleveland their first game of the season. And, man, that double wing tee, I mean, you know, our defense was, you know, pretty solid. However, they just kept running that double wing tee, and I believe we lost by less than 7 points. So, you know, you really got to pay attention to that double wing tee. And also, Granada Heels, they also run the double wing tee. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to face teams that don't pass the ball that much, but they really run. They run really well. And so that's the offensive set that they're going to give us tomorrow and next week. So again, our boys were able to do what they needed to do. And I just kind of wanted to show some of the other offensive stats here. Let's see. So if we look at, here we go. So receiving, Terrell Watson. Let's see. We had Jaden Williams. Let's see. Who else? Yeah. There was a stat that I was looking at earlier as it relates to special teams. Duh. So Kellen Ford, you know, he was on point. He was, you know, kicking the ball off well. And even one of our punters, I mean, he managed to get, you know, at least a good 46-yard, I think near the end of the game, a 46-yard punt for a high school student is pretty decent. So I think that one came back out to the 20. So yeah, our kick return, Terrell Watson and Henry Solomon, that's a two-edged sword right there. If you don't kick to Henry and you kick it to Terrell, then he might run it back. If you don't kick it to Terrell, then Henry Solomon might run it back. So, you know, that's special teams. You know, that's a two-headed monster right there. So that's going to be a wonderful thing to see this season as it matures and as they continue to progress this season. All righty, so let's go ahead and hop into our schedule real quick, and let's kind of talk about the Rough Riders. As I was looking at their some of their stats, just trying to find out a little bit more about what they do. They did not have any stats in terms of their any stats from last week. And so I know sometimes teams during the first few weeks they have a problem, or they don't even upload stats during the season. And so I don't know if Roosevelt is one of those teams. However, there's not too much to see with them, but we do know that they run the double wing tee, which is, you know, our defense is really going to have some time to, you know, they're going to be gassed tomorrow night because, like I said, they don't pass, and our linebackers, probably our 1 and 2s, are going to be gassed because all they're going to do is run up the middle or run up on the sides. And so our defense is going to have to contain so that they do not get past the line of scrimmage. And so I did have an opportunity last week to talk to one of my favorite players last week, Evan Nierenberg, who's number 14. He's a defensive end, and he was just putting it on the boards. I mean, he had 3 sacks last week, and not only him, but Jesse was in there, Isaiah was doing his thing, and so it was just great to see the Pali defense come to play last week. And so I had an opportunity last week to talk to Evan, and so here's that small little clip that we talked right after the game last week. All right, so Facebook James and Mr. Riley here. Man, Evan Nierenberg, man, I think you have about 3 sacks, man.
3.
Tell us about just what you saw out there and kind of your inspiration as you're out there on the football field doing your thing.
Early I missed a sack, so that just motivated me. Had to get 3, And we came out, we had a great effort tonight. My voice is sore from screaming. We just got to keep it rolling,
Absolutely. Talk about your boys, Jake, Jesse out there, man. You guys, you got a shutout tonight, so you should be happy.
The entire defense, man. This is a collective effort. I love my linebackers, man. I love Joseph. He'll get some sacks too. We'll keep it going. Defenses cannot pass against us.
Absolutely. And then talk about the young buck Isaiah out there. He was intense, number 2.
Yep, I love Isaiah, man. Come out here, getting a safety on a punt, just awareness, man. A ton of respect for him, what he's doing so young.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations, man. I know your team is over there celebrating.
Yep.
I know I'm almost sure your mom was watching.
Yeah,
go ahead, shout out to your
mom,
man.
Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Corey Adams.
Hey, man, next week you got Roosevelt, man. How will you prepare for next week's game against Roosevelt?
Sadly, they don't pass, but we will adjust and we'll get the butt snip defense ready.
Absolutely. All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead and enjoy your team. Enjoy this win, first win of the season.
Yep.
And especially first win for Coach Smith. So
yep, it's great to have his first win. Thank you.
So there you go. We, he just talked about what they're going to face next. The next 2 weeks, this week with the double wing team, the next week with Granada Hills. And so, Jesse Edis, Jake Tribach, Evan Nierenberg. All those guys were up there doing their thing. Matthew Spoonermore, he got injured in the game. He had to come out, but, he kind of gave me the thumbs up at the end of the game. He was like, "No, I'm good. I just, had a good cramp in my leg." And so the boys will be ready. And that's one thing that we've always really kind of look forward to is our defense is really our mainstay. And so, it was great that that Roman and Braden, could connect on all cylinders and, put up some, decent stats and yards and, get the ball across the field. So just a wonderful winning situation for the boys last week. And so, there's a couple of more things that I need to say before we close up. Oh, so here we go. So tomorrow, how can you find this? So, I know you used to seeing Mr. Riley on Facebook. However, this year I wanted to do something slightly different. And I see a couple of people watching right now on Facebook. And so I'm seeing Brian. What's up, Brian Nally? What's going on? I see Tommy Brooks, Tiffany, Roshan. Thank you guys for hanging out with us a little bit. And we appreciate you and supporting Pali football. So in previous seasons, I would go live on Facebook. However, this year, I wanted to do something slightly different to kind of help the workflow and also help preserve some of these games without me having to do a whole bunch of work on the back end. So one reason that I'm wanting to switch over to YouTube. So you can catch us on YouTube on Friday nights. And so there is the link. I already have the 2 halves already up. And so all you have to do is just go look for This Week in Pali Football. If you're a subscriber, you can leave some comments. And so basically what I'm doing is I've already set up the live stream on my main computer here at home. And then when I hit the field, I'm able to go live using my mobile device. And so it's this iPhone right here that I'm able to go live on. And so, for me or from some of my watchers last week, they said that, the quality was a little bit lower than Facebook. However, they were still clear. And so I got, different people telling me it was clear for them. And so even when I came back home and watched it Saturday morning, sometimes it was clear and sometimes it was kind of fuzzy. So again, we're just trying this out just to see if the workflow is going to, I already know the workflow is going to be easier for me in terms of post editing, but hopefully, YouTube gives us a broader reach because a lot of people don't have access or choose not to have Facebook. However, a lot of people do have YouTube accounts or Gmail accounts so that they can look at, Pali Football on YouTube. So find us tomorrow. Just go to This Week in Pali Football and you go ahead and subscribe and then click the notification that says notify me. That way you'll be notified when we go live. I usually go live around 6:45 or so, just in time for the band to march in, playing the national anthem, and then also for the coin toss as well, which is usually around 6:55 or so. So we already have that set up for the first half, and we also have a link set up for the second half. And so go ahead run over to This Week in Pali Football and subscribe. And so again, we're just, I'm hoping that this is going to work out a little bit better. It's easier for me, like I said, in post-production, and, the boys can go back and look at the clips. And so we'll see. I know, in previous years, the boys will go back. They would find some of the clips from the Facebook feed and use that along with some of the clips in Huddle for their social media. So we'll see. And it'd be cool for you to come on, watch us. And, if you're traveling somewhere, this is a wonderful way for you to find us. You don't have to worry about how my son or my nephew or my brother is doing. Just come over to This Week in Pali Football and dial us up on your mobile device or on your computer at home, whatever the case might be, or even your large screen TV. If you're sitting down at home and you have it mounted on your wall, this will be a good place for you to come watch us and support the Pali football team. Alrighty, I believe I have a few more announcements and then we're going to be done for the night. So just a couple of reminders. Let's see. I know tomorrow they're needing some assistance with grilling at the varsity game. So if you're down, you can probably leave a comment in the comment section below, and I can forward some information to you as it relates to signing up for to become a griller during the varsity game. And then also there's a request to help feed our players. The JV team usually gets lunch. And then the varsity gets a pre-game meal after school on Friday. So there's two opportunities for you to assist with just feeding the boys. And so again, there's a sign up for JV and a sign up for varsity game day meals as well. Then also, there looks like there's going to be an app that Pali Football will use in terms of notifications. And so if you just you take your cellular device and you can scan, this will get you to the Pali Football app, right? And I believe they're trying to make sure everything is on this app. And so go ahead, if you're a parent or supporter and you want to just be in the know, go ahead and scan the QR code that you see right here and sign up for this free account. And then as we talk about game day tickets, our tickets are available at gofan.co. gofan.co. The tickets are available for JV and for varsity, and I believe they're limiting ins and outs. Once you come in, they pretty much want you to stay in the stadium to watch the football game. There's also a request for game day volunteers, and so if you're part of Pali Football, or maybe if you're not, if you're an uncle and you just want to come out and help support the boys, and a lot of the dads and uncles, they love the chain gang. So that's an opportunity for you to watch the field from a different perspective. And so if you like high school football, you want to be on that chain gang, here's a sign up for you. They have a sign up genius. And so you can, go sign up and watch the game on the field, whether it's a JV game or a varsity game. And then they put my son's pictures up there. So again, if you're interested in having it looks like an ad, if you want to place a tribute ad in the official 2023 game program, there is an opportunity, the last opportunity for you to place an ad just to say, hey, Johnny, go, do your best, love mom and dad. And so you have that opportunity. And then also for Players, hey, take care of those uniforms. Those uniforms have been around for a while. And so just some information in terms of caring for them, making sure that they stay nice and fresh and able to last through the season. So there's some, some instructions in terms of taking care of those things. And then you have two opportunities. You can get the live stream with me on YouTube, but then also NFHS is a high school streaming service, which a lot of our sports teams will be featured on this particular app. And so what happens, they have a camera. I believe the Palisades Charter High School has installed cameras in some of the different venues for our sports events. So like the gymnasium, you can see the basketball and volleyball games on Friday nights. If you wouldn't just look at the varsity football and maybe JV games as well, you can just simply click on this link. It'll take you to a sign up. I'm not too sure what the cost is. It might be like 60 or 70, $80 for the whole year. And that way you get to see all the sports that are played, soccer, football. So yes, only thing you do not have access is you won't be able to hear a commentation or someone talking about the game. It's just strictly a live feed. And so there's cameras that are already positioned. And so if you want to subscribe to that, you can. Or if you want to come over and hang out with me for free, you can do that as well. Other than that, I think I am done. I'm done. Yes, sir. So look, thanks for hanging out with me on this late Thursday night evening. And so next week, I'm going to try to have a coach and maybe a player come on and hang out with me, just kind of recap from their opinion the first two games of the season. Other than that, hey, Tommy, as always, man, I'm trying to do what I can to bring good quality content for you guys. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate your support and hanging out with me and for these past 30 minutes. And so we look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the field. Again, JV is going down at 4 o'clock, Stadium by the Sea. And then at 7 o'clock, varsity team is going to do what they really want to do. They want to get another W and continue the winning streak for themselves and also for the Pali football community and also for Coach Smith. We want to give him his second win as being the new varsity head coach. All right. So we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for hanging out. And this is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side, which happens to be what I call the Dolphin Den. So thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow somewhere in the Stadium by the Sea. All right, thanks for watching. Good night, and peace out.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a P! 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 Stop playing with a P!